Well, it has been a pretty damp Headingley for much of this afternoon, but the crowd here has been royally entertained by a double-header. Great value for money for them. Tonga and Samoa fighting it out, not only for the Federation Shield points, but also a World Cup place in 2008 as well. The final score of that was Tonga 18, Samoa 10. And now with the Tri-Nations underway in Australia and New Zealand, the Federation Shield pits England, France, Tonga and Samoa against each other. And Carl Kirkpatrick is the referee. And just a week ago, he was in charge of the grand final between St Helens and Hull at Old Trafford. Here he is tonight now in charge of this opening match of the Federation Shield of 2006 for England and France. Last year, England's international campaign consisted of 2 games, against France here and against New Zealand at Warrington. They beat the French, they lost to New Zealand. The French, who will kick off, lost 22-12 to England here 12 months ago. They led at half-time. Now they aim for a first win at Headingley since 1981. The game is underway, and it's the opening touch of the international for the English skipper. It was Rob Purdom who was underneath the kickoff, and here now is Earl Crabtree, the big, rangy Huddersfield prop forward. And a great offload. He gets away also to Matt Diskin. This is Lee Radford. England showing their hand from the start. Good run from Jamie Rooney. And from dummy half again, it's Radford. He finds Mark Calderwood. Calderwood keeps the ball alive, tips it inside. And it's decent tackling from Charles and a couple of others. And here is Calderwood attacking down this right-hand side. Rinaldi was in there as well. And Rooney with the kick off the outside of the boot. He'll separate the full-back and the winger. It's a good kick. It's a good chase from England as well, led by Jamie Jones-Buchanan. But the French winger, Freddie Zitter, manages to bring the ball away from his own try line.
They'll be very pleased with that indeed, the English side there. They promoted the ball, offloaded, asked questions of the French defence, and then finished with a very good kick and a very good chase to turn that kick-off set right underneath the French post.
And here's a turnover, and this now is Brett Ferris of the Bradford Bulls. The French conceding the possession just 10-15 metres away from their own line. It's Matt Diskin of the Leeds Rhinos at dummy half. The ball comes to the standoff Purdom. He gets it away to Ewan Dowes. Dowes is surrounded by 3 French defenders. The captain, Jerome Guisset, one of them. Diskin fires the pass back. Here is Rooney, and here's the full-back, and it's a try for Lee Smith. A great start for England here. Try in the opening 2 minutes. And Lee Smith on his international debut from the Leeds Rhinos. His first try for his country. An outstanding tour he had with the English Academy in 2004 to New Zealand and Australia. Here he is on the bigger stage, and well, it was a costly turnover indeed.
Yeah, numbers in the tackle there, so that's a real defensive win, but they took real advantage of the field position. Jamie Rooney put the ball behind the man. It posed question of the French defence, wrong decision of the defensive line, and it really opened up the gap for Lee Smith to finish convincingly. A very good try indeed for Great Britain. Super skill there, left to right passing. Smith timed his run to perfection. An absolute first-class 4-pointer, and what a start.
Very much a win for the English defence, this one. Great solid bit of defence, great pressure on the kick, and followed it up with good intensity from the forwards, and it was a simple play from the backs. Very well organised by England for a rep side early in the set. They could, off the screen you could see a lot of talking amongst the players. There was no fluke that Lee Smith went into such a yawning gap. It was made very easy for him by the communication of all the players around him.
Lee Smith, only 20 years of age. In fact, there are very, very many of these England players who are young of age but big on experience. And Jamie Rooney, as he did so often for Wakefield in 2006, finds the mark. And the English lead by 6 points to 0. A dream start, John.
It's an excellent start, isn't it? And it will just boost the confidence. But it was wet weather football, really, to perfection. Solid goal forward to start with, a great kick and chase, force the header, and that gives you the field position. It sounds simple.
Does sound simple, but a wonderful start for Lee Smith. A wonderful start also for Paul Cullen, the England coach of the Warrington Wolves, and back at the scene of arguably his greatest triumph of 2006, when he led Warrington to victory here in the playoffs against the the Leeds Rhinos. But just the start that England want, Tony Ray, and indeed, if we think about what's coming up next weekend in Christchurch, just the start that Great Britain would be dreaming of at this moment in time.
Absolutely, and just proved it can be done by doing the simple things so well, just playing well as a group, a lot of movement off the ball. The French side look a little bit like they're after a bit of blast, like it's the start of a test match, and they're looking for a big hit and big energy. They need to have a little bit more control in that intensity. It's okay to come out there looking to put some whack on the opposition, but you've got to have some control with it. You can see there's blokes coming out of the line looking for the shot, but they're not sticking, and England are winning the little exchanges off the back of that.
It was Elima and Cologne who were in very quickly to try and quell the danger of Ewan Dowes, and here's a deep kick now from Rooney, but it's straight down the middle of the field. The fullback Renaud Guigues. There are 6 of this French team who were involved here in September with the Catalan Dragons against the Leeds Rhinos, when the Dragons were beaten by 60 points to 12, and we reckon that was probably their last hit out.
Yeah, it's been some time since they've played, but as Tony remarked to Eddie, they're trying to come out, they're trying to upset the English players, but you just won't do that. These players have got a lot of Super League experience, they're clever players, and if players are going to jump the line, the English players will just play smart football and go through.
In 2004, England beat France 42 points to 4 in Avignon. John Money has been brought in by the French Federation, and his brief really is to make them competitive again for that 2008 World Cup down under in Australia.
And that was better from the French, wasn't it? More control, go forward, a good kick and a good chase, and now the ball's in England's court to clear their danger zone.
Lee Smith trying to do that, but being forced back by some rigorous defence from the French. Good scampering run from Matt Diskin, trying to resurrect his international career, of course, is Diskin. 2 years ago in the Tri-Nations, he was badly injured against the Kiwis at Hull, a knee injury, and he was out for 8 months. Rooney with a neat kick down the line and looking for a 40-20, and in these conditions I think he might have got it here. Referee called the 40-20. Just checking with his touch judge, he was inside the 40 metres, and he was.
Well, that's a great bit of skill, isn't it? But just inside there by Jamie Rooney. And look there, it's absolute to perfection weighted, that kick. It's just bounced over the sideline just by a metre or so, and Matt Diskin did the organisation, but Rooney the execution. What a marvellous kick.
Great kick indeed. England on the attack. He certainly, when he went to kick the ball, he was his non-kicking foot was inside the 20. When he actually made contact, it looked as though he was in the air and over the 40 metre mark, but Mr. Kirkpatrick saw it the other way. Here is Purdom now.
It's a real test, this, isn't it, of the French defence, because England's had the ball in good field position. This is the second occasion, and the first occasion they came away with the 4 points.
Rooney to Jamie Jones-Buchanan, and the Leeds Rhino will drive the ball towards the line. That came out, it was a stirrup, surely that's a steal.
Well, you'd have thought so. I think it fell loose, wasn't it, there? There were 3 men in the tackle, and he really stripped the ball, but he's got away with it.
He did get away with it.
Chanced his arm.
I think so, really.
Yeah, it was. It's Adele fell loose there.
Definite steal, but the referee ruling it was a loose carry by Jamie Jones-Buchanan, hence the reason why the French are in possession here with Julian Rinaldi, who tries to get a quick play the ball on, and he does. Good defence, though, from England. Flying in the tackle, Richard Whiting on Damien Couturier of Hull Kingston Rovers.
Stand square! Stand square!
And it's with Rinaldi again, gets the ball back to his standoff. James Wynne, Australian-born, playing for France today, taking a big hit, and it's a turnover. That's the last. Wonderful defence from England yet again.
Yeah, it was excellent, wasn't it, from the wingman there, Danny Williams, a real bone cruncher there. Great shoulder contact.
This has been the second great defensive set from England on the French line. They're really applying some great field position pressure through their magnificent defence there. They're under pressure, France.
This is Earl Crabtree. He'll play the ball to Diskin. On the charge again comes Ewan Dowes, playing, of course, last Saturday in the grand final for Hull, beaten against the Saints. Rooney gets it away once more to Brett Ferris. And Bethazen was the man low down in the tackle, helped out by his skipper Jerome by Adel Falous rather. There is Guisset. And now it's with Rooney again. He just stabs the ball behind the defenders, picked up there by Olivier Elima. Another Wakefield Trinity Wildcat. You'll be keeping your fingers crossed tonight, John. There's no lasting damage.
Exactly right. We've got one for the French, and we've got Jamie Rooney, who's really started the game very well indeed, playing scrum half number 7 for the English.
And the referee, Carl Kirkpatrick, has penalised England here. They're not standing square, the markers at the play the ball. It's a relieving penalty for the French. They would have bought that with plenty of euros if they would have had the chance.
They certainly would. They've been under the cosh, haven't they? And it was a quick play of the ball, and it did catch the markers. So a good decision by Carl Kirkpatrick, and my word, the French need it. It's the first time really they'll have had ball in the starting a set in midfield.
Julian Rinaldi, his try sealed the first night win against Wigan in Super League for Catalan Dragons. Here is another penalty for France. And the referee says he's not having any quick taps because that's not allowed anymore. He has got to blow the whistle for the penalty and then blow the whistle as he does now for the mark.
Yeah, offside there, the whole line, wasn't it? And as he quite rightly, Mr. Kirkpatrick quite rightly said, you've got to wait for the contact with the foot with the ball before you can advance.
So here come the French. First real attack that they've had on this England line. It's Guisset, their international captain of his country, Jerome Guisset, on this, his 22nd appearance for the French. Berthazen is the dummy half, gets the ball away, and well, he did well to hold on to that, did Cologne, but he was clattered as he did so. Robust and vigorous defence from England now as Falous takes the ball up for the French once again. Down he goes in the tackle. Berthazen is the man adding weight, and he will be standing at dummy half here. Gives it to Rinaldi, who'll attack the line. Gets the ball away to Elima. Elima, though, could not take the pass in.
Yes, a knock on there from the Wakefield Wildcat player. Really playing at the line there, Rinaldi. And it's real difficult to do that in such wet conditions because you're putting the receiver on an intense amount of pressure. And the pressure from the England defence, obviously, resulted in the scrum with England's head and feet.
France with plenty of Super League experience now. 12 of this squad played in the Super League this year, and Damien Couturier, who is wearing number 3, he was a key figure as Hull Kingston Rovers swept to promotion and Super League next year. This is Jamie Jones Buchanan, flying tackle on him by Gregory Muniz. Diskin at dummy half. Crabtree will drive the ball forward again, straight into the chest of James Wynne, who operates for Toulouse. And here is Ewan Dowes again. Good work from the English forwards. Diskin waits, dummy half once again. In centre field they go with Brett Ferris. So good to see so many of these young Super League stars, John, getting their chance at international level.
They really are, and they deserve the chance as well because it's consistent performances that's earned them the opportunity. But once again, Rooney putting boot to ball. It's a super kick, isn't it?
Great kick and an unfortunate slip for Freddie Zitter. But he did well to make the 10 metres after that, just the same.
Eddie, you talk about it being a young team, but what an impressive, mature start from such a young team this is. Look at that kick there in the chase, and now the forwards are really putting the squeeze on France here, really putting some solid contact and dragging them back, as you can see in the defence. And this is a really smart rugby league performance from a young team so far. So they're showing that, you know, down the track in a couple of years' time, these blokes will be able to step up and handle international football if they can sustain this.
Absolutely. Lou Radford at 27 is the oldest of the England players, and that was a knock-on by France again under pressure.
Well, it's a simple game plan, but it's an effective game plan, isn't it? Just play field position and wait for the error from the opposition, and that's exactly what England are getting with some forceful defence.
Yeah, don't think that's a fluke, that error. That's a forced error. That's England putting that pressure down and applying pressure, and if you can't handle it, you come up with the error, and that's what they're cracking them with.
Paul Cullen, the England coach, hoping for more points on the board here from his men. 7 of this England 17 play for the Leeds Rhinos. There is one of them. Diskin gives it to Rooney, and a little bit of a misunderstanding then with Brett Ferris. He surrenders possession back to the French, and it was good work, smart work too on the ground by Rinaldi.
It was. I think that's the first hesitation or misunderstanding, call it what you want there, that England have had. It was between Jamie Rooney and Brett Ferris, and it just allowed the French to kill the ball there. And they need to get to the end of the set to the French. They need a good kick and they need a good chase.
Here is Guisset again. That's a big and a fierce hit by Earl Crabtree. Berthazen to Rinaldi. They sweep the ball down the right-hand channel with Kologny.
Great
What a
shot.
hit.
It was marvellous there, Earl Crabtree. Off the line, shoulder contact. And look at the pressure once again.
There's the charge down and a chance here, but the ball finds its way over the line. Gibson couldn't get to it. It's
marvellous.
head and feet to the French.
Marvellous pressure, isn't it there? Rob Purdom there. Inside kick pressure, not allowing Rinaldi to get the kick away. And once again, it's just as Tony's spoken before. Pressure through defence causes errors, and that's what England are doing.
That won't be the first kick pressure error we'll see from the French today. It's been noticeable from England. You've got to give Paul Cullen a bit of a rap here. To put a game plan of such simplicity together and have these young blokes come out with it has been a real tremendous little coaching effort so far in this game. I know we're only 14 minutes into the game and anything could happen, but very polished on the little things being done well.
Yeah, well, he'll be well pleased with this. I think his opening quarter of an hour as a fully fledged top-flight international coach. Delighted, I know personally, to be back and involved in the international scene again.
And I think he'll be delighted what he's seen, Eddie, in the first 15 minutes there. It really is an accomplished England performance, and they're in total control of the game.
His last representative coaching appointment, by the way, was as Lancashire coach against the Yorkshire county side at Odsal in 2003. I whisper it quietly for him. They lost 56-6 that night. It's a better start for them here.
Well, I don't think England are going to lose 56-6, Eddie.
Not on what we've seen in the opening quarter of an hour, that's for sure.
The test now, Eddie, is that they don't lose patience with this, because it's only 6-0 after that. And, you know, you don't want to come up with what they haven't done, that is come up with big play errors down this end of the field. Now, this is where the test of their maturity will come. How they start to handle them when a few cracks start arriving. Can they smooth them over and get back onto the game that's been impressing us so much?
Yeah,
we might be just expecting a few handling errors, because the rain has been teeming down for much of the afternoon here in West Yorkshire. The ground will be a little bit slippy. The ball will be quite damp, and so that's why we'll maybe see one or two more handling errors than we would normally see in a Super League clash. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, knock on. That's why the French have the possession here. Good tackling, though, by Jamie Rooney. There was no way through them for Renaud Guigues. This is Charles at dummy half. Gets the ball away. Good scrambling defence again from England. Berthazen finds Rinaldi. Rinaldi helps it inside to win. Long ball over the head of a couple. And off the knees of the centre, Teddy Sadoui. That's the fourth tackle this set of 6. The winger there was Zitter at dummy half. It's driven in again by Kologny. This is the last one. And they will look here for Wynne to produce something with the kick off the outside of the boot, and it came back and bounced easily for Lee Smith, and away he goes, the Leeds full-back. Oh, and he's brushed aside the challenge of Zitter. It's a race now between Zitter and also Olivier Charles, who was there. Oh, and Calderwood down the short side, brilliantly picked up from Calderwood. Try for Mark Calderwood, try for England. Credit Lee Smith with the swift pick-up near his own line. Great run, took England to within about 20-25 metres of the French line. Quick play of the ball, and Calderwood, as they were all funneling down the right as he looked, he went down the short side, down the line. Great try for England, this.
Yeah, but James Wynne there, they went for the high-risk, low-percentage play. It didn't come off there. It kicked to where there was no chasers. And Lee Smith really did take advantage. Showed great pace there, great presence of mind. Even though the wingers chased him down, he just took the tackle, played the ball, and then what smart thinking by Mike Calderwood. Both markers went the same way. Calderwood down the blind side for a real poacher's try. But it was that low percentage play there from Wynne that opened up the opportunity for Lee Smith's kick return. And wasn't it a good kick return there? Great ball carry there, full awareness of what's going on around him. Presence of mind, play the ball, and then Calderwood just outsmarts the French defence down the short side for a very, very good try indeed.
It's the 14th try for Mark Calderwood at this level.
The try tracker might see the big run coming here from Lee Smith, and it did look easy from Calderwood, but he come from the right wing. He deserved to have that easy try there. He'd supported right from the inside. He'd run 60 metres across field and 100 metres downfield to get into position to make that look so easy. That might have looked easy, but that was a tremendous support effort from this man.
And here's the conversion attempt from Rooney, and it just shaves the upright on the wrong side, so England are ahead by 10 points to nil. Well, Mark Calderwood only managed 6 tries in 21 appearances for Wigan this year. Arguably his most important came here in a 20 points to 18 win for Wigan against his old team Leeds in August, and he will have enjoyed that moment, I'm sure. 10-0, England are ahead, 19 minutes on the watch, and we of course are here for this Federation Shield. The Tri-Nations will continue over the next month. New Zealand against Great Britain in Christchurch on Saturday morning at 7:30, Sky Sports 3. Then we go to Sydney for a match against the Kangaroos, 8:30 Sky Sports 2 on the 4th of November, and it will continue right the way through, and hopefully until Great Britain reach the final of the Tri-Nations this year on November the 25th.
Well, once
Great,
again,
great programme coming up. And this, if the Great Britain boys wake up in the morning and hear about the way England have started this international against the French, John, it will give them a real lift.
It certainly will, and they're just playing a controlled game, and once again they're the French. They've got England in a good field position, and they've just transgressed the rules. Offside, Mr Kirkpatrick awarded the penalty, allowed England good field position, and when they get in that field position, they cause some problems.
And here now is Brett Ferris again. Did you notice a lovely little slip pass by the number 11 there at the bottom of your screen, Lee Radford, as he took the tackle. And that has given England this glorious opportunity, and Rooney, he ducks and slips, the tackle not completed. Ferris, though, cannot hold on. And the French breathe a sigh of relief. There was some pressure coming in there from Olivier Elima on Brett Ferris. But it's an opportunity for more points for England that has gone a-begging.
Yes, it was there. It was the slip there, and the offload. But it was good work there by the French defence. They did put Ferris under pressure, and that caused the error.
Well, despite what some people would have you believe, the French are a very proud rugby league playing nation, and they want to return to the days when they were able to take on the Kangaroos, the Kiwis and the Lions on an even keel. And they have a penalty here for a high shot.
Yeah, I think Mr Kirkpatrick's claiming there was a bit of a grapple there from Brett Ferris. Richard Whiting, isn't it? In amongst it, yes, Richard Whiting there, who just put the squeeze on the loose forward Gregory Muniz. And that's piggybacked the French out. It's allowed the French to clear their danger zone pretty easily.
Indeed so. They're still just inside their own half, though, France. They will restart 10 metres inside their own territory. And here is one of the stars of the Super League this year, no doubt about that, Jamil Fakir. And he's the man who, of course... and there's the start of the Super League. Ewan Dowes with a big hit. That was a cruncher.
It was an absolutely sensational hit, wasn't it, there from Ewan Dowes. Followed in very quickly by Brett Ferris, but super defence once again by the English boys.
I must say the intensity of this international between England and France, it's terrific. It really is. Another substitute here. Fakir again.
They'll need more questions, you know, the French, than they've asked up to now to cause this really accomplished English defence any problems whatsoever.
Oh, that's a bit of a mistake that they've brought about themselves. They're lucky to get away with that. There was a collision there between Lee Smith and I think it was Ashley Gibson.
No, it's Gibson that cleared up, I think, Eddie.
It was Gibson who cleared up. It was Danny Williams, I beg your pardon. Same club, different player.
Yeah, it was the same club, wasn't it? Both Leeds Rhinos, and that was a misunderstanding.
Unfortunately, another Leeds Rhino, as you say. Ashley Gibson came to the rescue, but that has encouraged the French. Ryan Bailey goes down. He's played 4 times for Great Britain, and Ryan Bailey gets a penalty. And a little bit of dissent also.
Yes. It's Elima.
Diskin getting involved with Elima.
Yeah, but he'll be very disappointed with himself, Oliver Elima, because It's the first real time that they've had England under the cosh, and every time they get them under the cosh, it's a penalty just to allow them easy meters away from there. And it was quite rightly there. It was interfering at the play of the ball. Then there was a bit of afters with a shove and a bit of verbal as well. He does speak good English, does Oliver.
And so does Carl Kirkpatrick. The descent is penalised by an extra 10 metres marched forward. He was in charge of the grand final last Saturday, as I say, Carl Kirkpatrick, and did a great job as well. Bailey once more. Here goes Diskin. Crabtree steps away from the would-be challenger Borlat. Fakir is there, the number 14. Down he goes.
Did he lose the ball there, Crabtree? I think he may well have got away with that, Eddie.
He did, I think, because of the weight of numbers on top of him. Here is Radford again. Wrestled to the floor by Borlat.
There it is. Lost control of the ball. That should have been scrum for the French, but you ride your luck.
Good eyes, John, good eyes. Not only is Carl Kirkpatrick not bad at English, he's pretty good at French as well. That's a great little kick. Oh, and they had to be brave then. And he was. Freddie Zitta went down where the boots were flying here.
Yeah.
Came up with the possession.
Bravery personified there, wasn't it? But once again, it's a lovely little kick from Rooney. I've been very impressed with how Jamie Rooney's being the general of this team and finishing the sets off with such accomplished kicks.
Well, I know that your club, John, when Rooney was absent, what was it, about 8 or 9 matches he missed this year, and when he's not there, his presence is missed.
It certainly is, yes. He's a very influential player. He's a general, and his kicking game is a plus point for anybody, and there's a knock on him back play. And once again, it's England forcing the errors.
Big blow for the French, Tony.
Very much so. It's been they're under a lot of pressure. We've spoken a lot about that. It is a performance from the French where you can see that they haven't played for a long time, as John pointed out and yourself pointed out earlier in the commentary. I've noticed that they've already made 4 substitutions. We're only 23 minutes in when the third one come on. We're 25 minutes now. The fourth one's just gone, which just tells you that they're feeling the pinch. They've got to rotate their players early. I think that's a reaction to having not played for a while. They'll be better for this hit out. There's a let-off for them. If they can just hang in here right through to half-time, I think they're going to have a bit of a better opening to the second half, and that's when they might get their chances.
It was a mistake by Radford that gifted the possession back to the French. Here is Jean-Christophe Borlin.
Yeah, Lee Radford there was... he decided he was going to pass the ball before he received it, didn't he?
And he also could see big Jamil Fakir on his radar as well.
It wouldn't with Lee Radford, that, Eddie, don't you worry about that.
That's Gresek, who's on for Berthazen. He's in again at dummy half as Rinaldi just picks himself up. He's been winded by a crack across the face, I think, Julian Rinaldi.
Well, he's a tough cookie, but that's certainly taken the wind out of his sails, hasn't it? Just might have got a...
Maybe a stray finger in the eye, maybe.
No intent whatsoever. But it's okay as well as just playing the ball, so let's hope he fully recovers.
Kick downfield, but well positioned by Lee Smith. Started Super League in magnificent form, took a bit of a dip towards the end of the campaign. In fact, he missed the last 6 of the Leeds Rhinos season, and he will be delighted to be chosen ahead, by the way, of Chris Ashton, who has had a wonderful year for the Wigan Warriors, who is taking his place on the bench tonight. Here's Purdom.
That was a good hit, wasn't it, there from Moonis? Off the line there, really took the space of Nick Scruton, but Scruton wouldn't go down, would he?
No, Scruton would not go down. Here is Diskin. It's a wonderful break from Matt Diskin. He's got support of Jamie Jones-Buchanan on his inside. And a try-saving tackle from Julian Rinaldi. Here come England again, though, in the shape of Rooney. And he gets the ball to Ferris, and Ferris feeds it wide. Great tackle that was on Richard Whiting. And it was by the number 17, Maxime Gresek. This is Rooney. Crossfield kick. Weight of numbers favour England. The ball, though, is knocked forward. And a chance goes begging for Danny Williams.
They're good ends to set, so aren't they, those? And, you know, it's a 50-50 job, isn't it? When the ball's in the air like that, there's two people competing. He didn't come up with it that time, Danny Williams, but if you compete, you'll win some.
Yes, Danny Williams, a big success for Leeds this year. 12 tries in 15 appearances. Good defence from England again. I must say, I've been impressed, John, and I think all three of us have, by the intensity of this England performance.
Very much so, yes. They really do look match sharp, don't they? And it's the same pattern, isn't it? Pressure leads to errors, and they lead to opportunities. And once again there, it's the carry from James Wynne. As he hit the floor, the ball just came loose.
First international for James Wynne. He's had 4 seasons with Toulouse. Now he has French residential qualifications, hence the reason why he's lining up for the national side here tonight. This is Rooney. Oh, and he's seen the chance of a kick over the top, but that's a knock-on. Surely that is a knock-on by Olivier Charles. The referee will bring it all back.
Should have just dropped on this ball, particularly the pressure there under. It's not going for the big pickup. Just drop your body on it, get the ball back for your team. We're going a little bit better here, the French. This last period, it's been a bit of a change when Rinaldi's gone to hooker. They've just livened their ruck up a bit, and Gressek's come on and he's steering the team around okay. Just a little bit of life there.
They've changed the sort of pivotal players, haven't they, Tony, by bringing Gressek on, and it's working a little better for them.
Richard Whiting on the charge. Desperate defence from the French and Jamal Fakir. And here come England again. Gibson on his international debut as well. Ball to ground off the head of an Englishman. The referee will bring it back for the knock-on.
Yeah, once again, the French playing at the ball there, going for the glory play rather than the percentage play. We were disappointed with that, Matt Diskin. The wrong choice. There's just the odd times when they're looking a little disorganised, but generally it's very good indeed for the English. And if you're going to make an error, that's the place to make it, 20 metres away from the opposition try line, not your own.
Well, as well as the Tri-Nations, of course, that progress along the way, we will also bring you the Federation Shield final on the 12th of November, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's Sunday on Sky Sports 2. England against anybody, we would say, but I must say Samoa and Tonga looked pretty impressive as well in the curtain raiser to this. There's another mistake from the centre, Damien Couturier.
Yeah, on the first tackle as well, so it's gifted England possession.
Can they do anything with it? Oh, that's a dangerous pickup.
Yeah.
Got away with it though, Lee Smith.
He certainly did. Lee Smith.
Oh, and a mistake there from Ryan Bailey.
Yeah, they're
just got a little scrappy, hasn't it?
It has, yes. It's very greasy underfoot, but they started very well, and they just need to get back to that intensity and that control.
Yeah, they're not building through their sets, England. They're looking for a play that they don't have to look for. They just need to be happy to get to the back end of the sets with a bit of power, a bit of quick play of the ball, some good tight support lines, keep it simple. We say they're playing really well, but for 31 minutes they've had a lot of control. Haven't really challenged the French with some great attacking play yet, apart from the first try, which was a brilliant one.
Well, the sun has set on Super League. We have a little nip of autumn in the air. It means the international season is in full swing. The Federation Shield here in the UK. That's a great kick, by the way, and Lee Smith with a lot of work to do here, and Lee Smith could not do it. He's trapped in goal. Great chase by the French.
Lovely little kick from Gressek, wasn't it there? Just pulled up the ball there in the in-goal area, and there's 4 Frenchmen there, making it a real difficult job for Lee Smith to get out here. A valiant effort, but not good enough for a great kick from Gressek.
And a great chase led by Julian Rinaldi. As I say, this international season is in full swing. The Tri-Nations live on Sky Sports throughout the month of November. New Zealand, Great Britain is on Saturday, 7:30 in the morning, Sky Sports 3. We take on Australia the week after, 8:30, Sky Sports 2. Join us for those two. And we play Australia and New Zealand again before the Tri-Nations final on the 25th of November. This will have the final, the Federation Shield, on November the 12th. And Chris Ashton makes an appearance, and the Wigan fullback, there's a mistake. The Wigan fullback makes his international debut. What a year it has been, 2006, for Chris Ashton.
Was there a hand in there from Ryan Bailey?
Jamal Fakir.
Yeah,
It was, definitely, wasn't it?
but he's got away with it. So
Well,
say
he's not looking at the ball, is he? I mean, this
No.
is this rule that we've been talking about throughout the Super League season, but there was a definite
a play
pat
for
on the
that
top
one,
of
yes,
it
there
there.
was.
But it's so difficult for the officials to judge about that. Here is Ashton. First touch at international level. Good ball to Wigan teammate Calderwood. Infield it goes to Ashley Gibson. Calderwood waits the dummy half. Centre field for England. Ryan Bailey bounces off one challenge. Can't get away from the next one. It came in from Jerome Guisset.
He's been a real warrior, hasn't he, Eddie, for the French cause, Guisset.
He has. He has indeed, and that was Nick Scruton, who plays the ball on halfway. Here is Rooney. Now it's Brett Ferris again. Wide ball and a good ball also. And here is Calderwood via Richard Whiting. French, though, again muscling up in defence. Sebastien Ragan was there with the centre, Couturier. And a little dab over the top by Rooney. Inventive kick from him, but well watched in defence.
I just think Rooney would have been better sticking to the previous script, Eddie, just kicking for the team rather than trying the individual chip kick there.
Wait, Jamie, go!
5.5 minutes to half-time. France in possession, trailing 10-0.
Stand up!
When the Catalan Dragons were brought into Super League, with the big hope was that the French would become more and more competitive at international level. They didn't start this international terribly strongly with 2 tries in the opening 20 minutes, but they've stemmed the tide in the last 17 minutes or so. And that's a great little kick.
That's been the difference, Eddie. They've found a kicking game. Gressek's come on.
Yep.
He's kicked particularly well, put England under some really good pressure. They've come up with some errors at the back end of it. England's been okay. They've been patient. They've been getting themselves down there. John questioned the kick by Rooney at the end of it, but the set itself is very good from England. They need another good one here because this is an important part of this ball game. With 4 and a bit minutes to go till half time, there could be points available if you can keep yourself looking for those extra efforts.
Here goes the winger Danny Williams, halted by 2 tacklers. Rinaldi was one, 3 tacklers indeed. And Ragan was another. And I think that Guisset, who's playing a real captain's knock here for his country tonight. This is Lee Smith. And they're trying to carry Lee Smith over the sideline. But with help from Rob Purdon, Lee Smith's progress to the whitewash is halted. And he was twisted rather badly on the ground there, but still managed to get up and play the ball. This is Scruton again.
They're just starting to control the ruck area of the French, and they play the balls a bit slower, and because of that, that's why you got the pressure there on Rooney, which made it just an indifferent kick and an easy one for the French to return.
It's Renaud Guigues, and he's hunted down by Richard Whiting. Whiting earning his 3rd England cap just 8 days after the grand final.
L2, stand up, Ryan. No penalties, fellas. That's it.
There's Rinaldi, and here now is Couturier again.
Here, fellas, wait for the ball, no penalties. Go.
Rinaldi feeds the ball inside, and it's Gresek again. Good run from Gresek.
He's made a difference, hasn't he, Eddie, since he's come on the field? He really has made a difference.
And he's got the penalty here. Ryan Bailey was straddling him.
Yeah, it was a flop, wasn't it? A lay flop there from the Leeds Rhino, Ryan Bailey, and he made the decision easy for Kyle Kirkpatrick.
So a chance here for the French. Their 4th penalty they've received just before half-time. Drive forward by Jamal Fakir. And Rinaldi at dummy half once again, inside the danger zone. Wynn flicks the ball back to Guisset. Needed a good tackle, and it was from Brett Ferris. There's Rinaldi again, scampering run from him. Gets the ball back to Bourlan, and he will drive it in, dumps it back. Still with the French, and here is Gresek again. Gresek gives the ball in the end to Ragan. And he is drilled into the ground by this fairly solid English defence so far. And it's still tackle number 3
Well,
as Borland drives the ball in again towards those posts.
did the player that ball, though?
Not according to Mr. Kirkpatrick. Rinaldi will fire the pass to Wynne. Wynne wide, with surely going to get in here, are they? No, great defence again. Lee Smith and Earl Crabtree. Try-saving tackle there, but has it delayed the inevitable? Yes, it has, and it's Wynne. James Wynne on his international debut. And John Money's men come up with some reward just before half-time. Try for James Wynne. The man from Toulouse these days. Understudy to Andrew Johns at Newcastle.
Well, it was very smart, wasn't he, the stand-up half, James Wynne. He saw England had to scramble. Lee Smith couldn't quite get into position, and he took full advantage of that, picking up from low down and using the leg drive to get through. There's the scramble. They really are working hard to get back into position, but it gets a reasonably quick play. The ball, Smith isn't set, and Wynne reads that and goes over low over the line for a very good try, and just reward for the French.
Yes, the try for James Wynne, and that makes it a real contest now. The English defence breached for the first time, and to be fair, since Gressek has come on, Tony Ray, that try has been coming and coming for France.
Well, very decisive. I noticed, I was watching closely Rinaldi when he took one quick scoot to the goalpost, and there were some support players outside him. He got to his feet quickly. I noticed his pass was about 15 metres to his left, dead at Gressek, and obviously the communication between Rinaldi and this guy has been outstanding in this last little period of the game. I mentioned leading into this try that there was some points available to someone. There was a lot of tired bodies out there, and you saw Rinaldi, Gressek, and in the end Wynne kept clear heads in that tired period of the game, and they came up with some good points, good decisions, good competing.
And can Gressek add the extras? Well, he slipped, but he still can. And it's 10-6 to England in the Federation Shield here at Headingley.
Yeah, once again, there's good ball movement. Caused a bit of scramble, a few questions asked on the fringe. England had to scramble. As we see here, Smith isn't set, and it's just a great opportunist try there from Wynne.
Great try from Wynne, and the man we have been talking about since he came on, Maxime Gressek of the Pier Club. John, he actually was with you at Wakefield towards the back end of this year. You had a look.
Yes, we did, and we were very impressed with what we saw. He's a very good player indeed. He's tough and organised well and kicks well, and he's given the French a chance, has he, at half-time?
Well, the English are a bit upset here by the fact that they've conceded the 6 points right on the bell, and Guisset was taken up in the air and was eventually dumped to the ground. Mark Calderwood, one of the England tries, the opener from Lee Smith, but then Wynne right on the stroke of half-time gives Paul Cullen something to talk about during the half-time interval, because at half-time here it is England 10, France 6.
So the Federation Shield certainly up and running. 40 minutes gone, and England, they are in front 2-1. A beautiful opening for England. Lee Smith crossing, but that try just on the stroke of half-time by the French James Wynne keeps them right in the ball game. England in front by 4 at the break.
November on Sky Sports. Freddie Flintoff leads his men down under to defend the Ashes.
Crushing victory for England.
India tours South Africa.
Next year, it's quite a battle between the Sevens, isn't it?
Yeah, we feel like we're overstepping our mark a little bit in commentary, because both of us have got a bit of say there, but it's been a fact. I do think Rinaldi's really put a bit of ownership back to the ruck for the French. I think he's really dictating play at the markers there, and it's given the French running forwards and the halves a bit more breathing space to pick and read the game from, and Gressek's bounced off the back of that. And conversely, Rooney, as John has pointed out, continues the kicking game, has put so much pressure on the French side and has actually given a bit of bite to the English defence down there. What I think England have got to do, Chris, is have a bit more patience. The patience they have when they're coming off their own line. They've got to show that same patience when they're attacking the French line. Be prepared to work through the set, work the French forwards over, keep going at them. Not look for the big pass and the wide pass, but go at them and earn the game a little bit more than they have in the attacking part.
I guess Paul Cullen hasn't had a lot of time to prepare this England outfit, so I guess it's a simple game plan. It seems to be working, and that's the sort of game playing you have to bring in these conditions, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think Paul Cullen's done a great job, to tell the truth, because they look quite structured. They look as if everybody knows the job. and he's picked the right tactics out for the conditions, because they are difficult conditions, and I think we sometimes forget that looking through the lens of a television camera, and you've got to accept it. It's quite a chilly night. There's a nip of autumn in the air. It's very greasy underfoot, but the players have handled the conditions very well for a high-quality game.
I don't know about you two in the commentary position. I've felt a couple of these hits up here. They certainly mean business.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing with a great passion. It is, while it's not classed as a test match, they're saying to us it is. This is real international football. They're playing with all the tenacity that they need to in these games. It's been really gripping stuff to watch.
Okay, Federation Shield, then it's up and running. It has been a very, very evenly contested first 40 minutes. As I said, last time they met 12 months ago here at Headingley, the French were in front at half-time. This time, England are in front by 4. Will that be enough to win their first Federation Shield match of 2006?
After years of hard work,
Why have you come to us today?
it's time to face the Badger.
Is it a big idea? No.
The Big Idea, tonight at 9 on Sky One in association with Vodafone.
It's the filled to the brim ginsteriness that brings out the honesty in anyone. Ginsters, real honest food.
Put the theme in a sounding board, for she's lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eye of fools, how they ask her to focus on sailors fighting in a dim soul. Oh man, look at those Cavalango. It's a freaky show.
The 3 Music Store. Open now on your 3 mobile.
Get in now! Just got the latest Astro trainers on eBay for peanuts.
I've just got a vintage Sex Pistols t-shirt for next to nothing.
I've just got a Grand Prix 500 race bike, A1 condition, great price.
Yes. I've just got a mini 8GB USB memory drive. Didn't cost much. What?
No time to shop around? Then come to QuickFit. Our new price promise on buying budget tyres and exhausts means we'll beat any price you find elsewhere. QuickFit will fix it.
Witness the biggest cover-up in human history.
It's time to uncover the secret of the Da Vinci Code.
A world exclusive. Richard Hammond relives his horrific crash. The day he came back from the dead. Read his heart-stopping story. Starting only in tomorrow's Daily Mirror.
People are always telling me they love me for my unique taste. You know what? It would be nice if once, just once, someone said they loved me for my mind.
You focus, you have soft face, and you make eye contact, and you think. You know, you never show them there's any fear.
Ross Kemp meets the number gangs of South Africa, a brand new series. Tonight at 10, Sky One and Sky One HD.
Great ball from Long, and he finds Gleeson. He's got a ton of support either side. This is Maguire. Maguire helps it on, and here now there's a chance. This is Stuart Fielden. Oh, get up, Fielden. He does.
Great Britain are on a full tour down under for the first time in 14 years, and we're giving you the chance to join them. Sky Sports have teamed up with leading Australian airline Qantas to offer you the trip of a lifetime. You and a guest will receive 2 return economy tickets to Sydney, where you'll experience the friendly Australian hospitality and award-winning in-flight entertainment, plus a week's accommodation in a 4-star hotel. All this plus tickets to the Tri-Nations final at Aussie Stadium in Sydney on Saturday the 25th of November. All you have to do is answer this simple question. Sky Sports leading rugby league expert Steve-O was part of the last Great Britain side to win the Rugby League World Cup. Was that in A, 1962, B, 1972 or C, 1982? Just text the word Steve-O plus the letter A, B or C and your name to 84401. Text costs 25p, network charges may vary. To enter, entrants must be over 18 and have a valid passport, and of course you must seek the bill payer's permission. The competition closes Friday, November the 10th. For more details, go to Sky Text page 192, and for alternative methods of competition entry, go to skysports.com/rugby league. We'll announce the winner during the Great Britain Tri-Nations match against New Zealand on Saturday, November the 11th. So get your entries in now and hopefully cheer Great Britain to glory with us and bring the Tri-Nations trophy home on November the 25th, courtesy of Qantas. We look forward to seeing you there. And of course the Tri-Nations already off to a cracking start, but the day we've all been waiting for, Great Britain enter the tournament. They take on New Zealand. It's game 3 of the Tri-Nations. You can see it all live. Sky Sports 3, Saturday, 7:30 a.m. Right now, back here in England, the opening day of the Federation Shield, and it's been a pretty good start for England. All these boys hoping to crack it into the Great Britain team, if not this year, certainly into the future. France behind by 4 at half-time. 2 tries to 1 up are England. We are just about to get underway again here at Headingley Carnegie for the second half. England to kick off. Once again, time now to rejoin our commentary team. John Keir, Tony Ray and Eddie Hemmings.
Thanks, Chris. Bang on cue, because Rooney gets us underway in this second half, and England ahead by 10 points to 6. And it's just worth saying, you know, that as we look ahead to the World Cup in 2008, the French had the brainwave to instigate and host the very first World Cup way back in 1954. They produced an encouraging display in the last World Cup in the year of 2000. And they have played international rugby league in the last 10 years in places like Canada, South Africa, Lebanon, Russia, as well as New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, South Wales and Ireland. They really have been trailblazers for the game on the international scene, albeit in a minor role. But the fact that the Catalan Dragons are in the Super League now, there is great hopes that the French international scene will be revived. And John Keir, is it too early after just 40 minutes after their first Super League season to ask the question, how have Catalan Dragons' influence, or how has it been notable in that first half for the French?
Well, I think it's been noticeable because England started with great intensity and enthusiasm, and they may well have blown the French team away of old, but they hung in there. They showed great resilience and they've clawed their way back in, but we'll reserve judgment, shall we say, till the end of the competition, Eddie.
Well, it would be a marvellous feather in the French cap if they could actually beat England here tonight. It wouldn't do Paul Cullen's nerves any good. There's another good kick from Jamie Rooney.
Yeah, it's got lovely control, hasn't it, of the football when he puts boot to ball.
John, keep him fit next year and heaven knows what could happen for you.
Exactly right. When he plays for Wakefield, he's very, very important indeed, and I'm sure Paul Cullen realises his value to this England team as well.
203 points for Wildcats this year, including 14 tries for Rugby League's version of the Rooney family. Let's go to the sidelines and join Ben Pro, half-time news. Ben.
Well, Eddie, Paul Cullen obviously very happy with the scoreline at the moment. He wants his side, though, to take their chances. He feels that they could have killed the game off completely with a third score after Calderwood's try. The ball control, he feels, needs to be worked on in this second period. One point about Matt Diskin. He went off with a cut right eye. He's had 4 stitches in that wound. He will return. As for John Money, he wants the French to keep more possession in their own half, but he feels with patience they should get over the England line again.
I think he's right. The The French have shown signs that they can cause England trouble. Here is Crabtree, on the verge last year of a place in the Tri-Nations, a lot of people felt, El Crabtree. That's good defence, though, from France, and he's been progressed back towards his own line there, Crabtree. That's why the referee could not and would not shout held.
Yeah, 3 men in the tackle, and good technique by those 3 men as well.
Little half break here from Ashley Gibson.
Lovely work there by the French. They held him up, then they worked him and took him backwards.
Yes, he was in reverse gear. This is Brett Ferris now for England. Tackled by Couturier out there. It's Rooney. Rooney with the ball in field. Good hit by Guisset again. England, though, attacking this French line with Rooney. He goes inside Rinaldi, and Rooney will score under the sticks. Terrific try for Jamie Rooney in England right at the start of this second half. They began the first brightly enough with Lee Smith's try in the opening minutes, and Rooney showing wonderful foot skill there to get round Julian Rinaldi in defence for France and score right under the sticks. Great start for England.
Yeah, they made the error, and Jamie Rooney really has made them pay for it. First of all, setting the field position up there with a lovely little pass there to the charging England forward. Then just watch this deception here. He fakes as if to kick, which is the orthodox end to the centre six, but what he did, it just showed as if to kick, and that was enough just to make Rinaldi just switch off. Then he used his footwork to get over beneath the post. Very clever try indeed.
And Rooney himself has added the extras. England stretched the lead, 16-6. They scored 2 minutes into the match. They've scored 3 minutes into the second half. It's a fantastic start for England in this second 40. Tony Ray.
Very much ideal for them. I think I mentioned at half-time the key for them is to work through their sets when they're attacking their line. The French gifted them the field position. England were patient, and they just broke down the defence as the set went on by going through them rather than looking for that big play around. I've always thought the French side looked vulnerable to those sorts of plays. The cue now for the French guys is just to tighten that ruck up, keep their bodies nice and square, and not be absorbing any of those dummies that the English players are throwing at them.
Well, a great start for England and their coach Paul Cullen, but not such a good start to the second half for John Money, the French coach. He actually began his tenure with an 80-0 victory against Russia last year, and he has won 3 of the 6 that he has led France into. Was one of the great rugby league coaching names of years gone by, John Money. Parramatta, Wigan, London Broncos and the Auckland Warriors. 460 games. His brief is to make the French competitive again for the 2008 World Cup. I think he's got the basics. He has the foundations. There are signs here that France could be a force again in international rugby league. Rooney with the kick behind the line, turning the winger Zitter around. Calderwood after him. Calderwood, as he aquaplaned almost past him, grabbed his collar. That's great chase from Calderwood again from Marker.
Marvellous work. Well, that's credit to Paul Cullen as well. You know that one of Mark Calderwood's features of his game is his kick chase.
3 in a row.
So use it, and that's what they've done. And then he's up to the intensity with his work from Marker. Great work there. Just look at the kick chase here. Just he gets the ball, he gets the player.
And Calderwood has been involved in every play from Marker until that moment there, and he will now go and take a well-earned break out on the wing. He did 3-4 on the run.
It's like a mirror image of the first half, this one. England have come out with a terrific kick chase game. Again, a great defensive set, which has put a lot of pressure on the French. The French are coming up with errors. They came out of half-time, the French, like they did the first half, like they were down, look really slow, look really heavy-legged, look like they're taking a while to adjust to the pace of the game. The good news for them in the first half was they did pick it up as the half went on.
Another little scampering run here from Ashley Gibson of the Leeds Rhinos. Rob Purdom, the England captain, at dummy half. Crabtree again. Attracts 4 men to him every time he gets the ball, does Earl Crabtree. A Huddersfield giant in every sense of the word, about 6'7" tall. Here is Rooney. There's another little kick over the line, looking for Crabtree again. And once again, it's almost a carbon copy.
Well, that's a good tactic, Eddie. If a tactic's working and it's effective, use it.
And Olivier Charles over on that far side with a lot of work to do, and France with a lot of work to do to get out of this dangerous situation they find themselves in. Renaud Guigues.
Once again, it's a chip kick this time from Rooney that turned the wingman round, but it was Calderwood's chase that was the feature.
We're going to see the same rhythm here, Eddie. Here's tackle 4. This will be the 5th after this play. We'll have a look at the kick pressure if they stay down here. Here we go. This next play here is showing what England's attitude is at the moment. Can they put pressure on the kicker?
Only 20 metres gained in 5 tackles. There's the kick from Maxime Gresek, but straight into the arms of Chris Ashton of the Wigan Warriors, who gives it to Mark Calderwood again. A chance for Calderwood to show his paces. Ashton, of course, contender for the Young Player of the Year award, won by James Graham of St Helens, sadly out of the Tri-Nations. Graham with a hand injury, but Ashton making his international debut here for England. And here now is Brett Ferris, gets a great offload away. It's Purdom, and Purdom under pressure from Teddy Sadoui.
Lovely little offload, wasn't it, there from the Bradford Bull, Brett Ferris. Super work.
Having a good game, Brett Ferris, isn't he? Noticeably, he's been just doing those little touches particularly well.
Exactly right, Tony. It does the basics very well indeed, doesn't he? And he's using the ball particularly well tonight as well.
Great offload there to Ewan Dowes from Earl Crabtree. Dowes makes a little half break. Has to take the tackle, though. It's the last one. It was from Julian Rinaldi. And here is Rooney again, attacking the line, the scrum half, finding a pass wide, and only found the touch judge on this near side.
Yeah, wrong decision there, wasn't it, from Jamie Rooney? Once again, he tried the deception of pretending to kick before he went this time for the long pass. And sometimes when you're a decision maker, you make the right one, and sometimes the wrong one. And in that case, it was incorrect.
Yeah, usually your first one's the best one to go with. Often when you change your mind when you're going at those plays, it's also hard for your support runners to adjust to the change of decision. They're looking at your body language, reacting to your first decision. That's why I think errors often come out of those sorts of plays.
This is Adel Falouche for the French, who plays the ball to Rinaldi. He gets the ball away to Raguin. Tackle was completed by Matt Cook. Interesting, Matt Cook, who is being courted again by the other code. He's a very, very promising player, Matt Cook, and he says that this England international debut for him just might persuade him to stay in rugby league. Let's all hope so.
We've seen it again there, Eddie. Kick pressure. They said to England to get another one. They've just got it there. Just when the French thought they might be getting out of this set, this is going to be a real hard one for them to defend.
This is Danny Williams. Took a bit of a high shot there from James Wynne. Lawn, another half break here from Ashley Gibson. Ransar scrambling back in defence. Lee Smith to Rob Purdom, gives it width and finds Rooney. And Rooney with a chip to the corner, looking for the centre out there. It was Richard Whiting who had swapped places with Mark Calderwood, but good defence in the end from the French.
They're giving him plenty of work to do, aren't they, Charles? And it's marvellous work again. Rooney with the kick, and the right side with the chase, and I'm sure Paul Cullen's pointed that out at half-time, and the players are executing very well indeed.
The key, I reckon, now is to persist with that. Don't switch away from it. I reckon if they keep going, they're going to get rewarded for it. This is a good set here for England. You get the feeling if they get to the back end of this set, they will score. They've got to be patient. They've got to build their way through it. Let's see what they construct out of it.
Earl Crabtree drives the ball in, bounces off the shoulder of Sebastian Raguin. Diskin returns to the fray. And here is Ewan Dowes again. Good legwork from Ewan Dowes, making progress towards the French line on tackle number 2. And Diskin from dummy half. Oh! There's the hit of the night from Sebastian Raguin.
Well, we like that, don't we?
You
Bit
felt
of physicality in that, my word.
That's Purdom. Here is Crabtree. He'll drive in again.
Look at the shot of that. Great work there from the Frenchman. And it's a shame that they've compounded that excellent earlier defensive work, that big hit from Raguin by Falouche there, just trying to slow the play of the ball down.
Here is Purdom. This is a glorious opportunity for England. Dances away from a couple, then straightens it up. Diskin, dummy half, 3 metres away. Looks for the big play. Jamie Jones-Buchanan back to Brett Ferris. France again scrambled back in defence. Jamal Fakir there with the headband on now. Diskin, great ball. Jamie Jones-Buchanan. A lead 1-2 and 4 points for England. On his third appearance for England, Jamie Jones-Buchanan. He's played prop, second row, loose forward for the Leeds Rhinos this year. Prop in the final 17 of 2006. But a try here for him from loose forward.
Yeah, well, this try isn't so much about this particular play, that is very well executed by Matt Diskin, who feints to go one way and just serves it the other way, brings the defender out of the line before a lovely little pass to Jamie Jones-Buchanan, who's pushing up into the next hole. But it ain't so much about that play, it's more about the pressure that England have built, and it's just reward for that pressure. Really excellent work from England the first 12 minutes of this half.
The try tracker, for the first time I think in this game, we've seen exerted pressure, a continued mounted pressure from the England side, and they haven't looked to go out in the outside channels. They've looked to go at the line. Quick tap, Purdom went at the line. We saw a try earlier by this man, Rooney, by attacking the line. Diskin went at the line. Well, the more they do that, the more the French are going to crack open.
Well, he's missed the kick, Jamie Rooney, but Jamie Jones-Buchanan, who scored in this corresponding fixture against the French at Headingley 12 months ago, when England won by 22 points to 12. He has scored again here tonight. But Rooney couldn't add the extras, but there's the try scorer. And the French restart.
Well, they need to get a foothold in the game again, Eddie, because England have completely dominated the first 14 minutes of the second half. It's been really top quality work by the English players.
Mistake there, though. It bounced off the shoulder of an Englishman. Chris Ashton thought he was away. Was it Ewan Dowes?
Yeah, and perhaps this is the opportunity that they needed there. Wasn't the best of passes from dummy half. Higher his shoulder, but it's given France that opportunity just to get a foothold back into the game and build a bit of momentum.
Olivier Elema was hunting the mistake, but fortunately for the English, Chris Ashton was there. But here is an opportunity, and it is that man again, Maxime Gresek, who was so nearly over, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan with an important tackle then. That's James Wynne. He fires the pass to Bethazen, who is also on now. Tackle low down by Matt Cook, the 19-year-old on his debut, and now it's a penalty. Referee wants the ball brought back. He wants a word.
Yeah, he's not happy with a comment or two, shall we say, Eddie? But it's quite right there. He straddled the player as he's clearing the ruck, Jamie Rooney. It was a penalty. Mr. Kirkpatrick got it spot on.
So here they come. France. Bethazen gives it to Wynne, gives it to Fakir. Such a difficult man to stop. Oh, gets the ball away. England have it back, courtesy of the flicked fingernails of Brett Ferris, and this is Chris Ashton. And well, that was a gift for England on the very first tackle.
The last thing you want is first chance you get to exert some pressure, and then it's an offload. It was a very low percentage one, high risk one, and England have just come up with the ball, and I'm sure that they'll just carry the ball very aggressively forward to clear their danger zone, and you find that man Rooney once again putting the ball deep into the French half.
England have beaten France, and John Money will know this statistic better than most, I think, in their last 6 meetings in a row. They've met them 35 times in all before tonight, 126. Here's an opportunity. There it is. France have only had 7 victories against England, but they actually beat Great Britain on this very ground in 1990. That was just ahead of the New Zealand and Papua New Guinea tour by the British Lions. Wasn't the best preparation. Long kick downfield, and that will skip its way dead. There was no way that Freddie Zitter was going to bring that ball back into play. And talking of the Tri-Nations, they're on Sky Sports, of course, right now. First 2 weeks gone, and Great Britain enter the fray this weekend, 7:30 Sky Sports 3, and then they go to Sydney to take on the Kangaroos, followed by the return against New Zealand in Wellington on the 11th, then the match in Brisbane against the Aussies on the 18th, and all being well, Great Britain will be in the Tri-Nations final on the 25th of November. The 2 defeats by the Australians of the New Zealanders, certainly John Keir, from a British point of view, it opens the door for Great Britain.
It certainly has. It makes next week's game against New Zealand so very, very important indeed. And if Great Britain can steal a win there, it will put us in a great shape to reach that final.
A lot of these England players here tonight thinking that if the call comes from down under over the next month or so, they'll be fit and ready to have a go.
Well, that's the beauty of this tournament, isn't it, Eddie? One, it's a competitive tournament. It's developing international rugby league, but from a selfish Great Britain point of view, it keeps our next group of players fit and ready and willing to play.
And we lament at times the lack of British talent, young British talent in the Super League. But boy, if you look down this list here, I mean, Ryan Bailey's played 4 times for Great Britain. He's only 22. The likes of Chris Ashton, 19. Matt Cook, 19. Nick Scruton, 21. Future's bright.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And there's more in the group below them as well, Eddie. And it's very important that we as a game and we as clubs continue to bring these youngsters through.
We won't get into the promotion relegation issue. We've done that to death. Here is Matt Diskin. Although, didn't work out badly for you, did it?
It certainly didn't, and Jamie Rooney's not a bad player, is he? He was out there and was involved in the thick of it.
Very much so. Down goes Ashley, the second row, Lee Radford. Diskin stands in the tackle, flicks the ball back, wasn't the best. Ewan Dow's off his ankles, and he surrendered possession to the French. That was very quick thinking.
It was great enthusiasm, was it, by the French there, and it's Couturier, wasn't it, who flew out of the line there to claim that ball. And that's an important little play, those little 1% players there. He got a sniff of an opportunity, and he flies out of the line and claims the ball.
Here goes Jerome Guisset again. 2-try hero, the captain of the European nations final win against Wales last year. That's Adel Falous, who will get to his feet and play the ball to David Bertazan. Here is James Wynne. Showed it to Fakir, took the tackle from Crabtree. That's the last tackle for the French. The ball has come free. It's a knock-on. Yep. Fierce defence from England again.
It certainly was, yes. 3 men in the tackle there, and very aggressive work there. Crabtree, Buchanan, all in there, and it was the force and the aggression of that hit there that caused the error by James Wynne.
There's a frustration for James Wynne and the French.
You found your twinkle toes.
I think Mr. Kirkpatrick's enjoying this.
Bilingual refereeing, is
well,
it?
Tidy up. Arms in.
I would not suggest that that's the main reason he got the game, but he's had a good week with the grand final last week and this one here tonight. Now listen to him. These. You'll know what that means, John, being a former French coach.
Right, yes.
Could you enlighten us? This is a kick over the top by Rooney. He's got Calderwood after it. Wonderful! What a try for Calderwood if he's onside, and he is. Got the nod from his touch judge did, Carl Kirkpatrick, and Calderwood showing a clean pair of heels all the way down that touchline. He's got speed to burn, this fellow. He was the top try scorer just a couple of seasons ago. Left Leeds, went to Wigan. Hasn't really set the Super League on fire this year, but boy, this shows what he can do.
It certainly does. It was it was a kick early in the tackle count. It was a second tackle. Rooney saw the wingman up. Again, a perfectly executed kick. But what pace from the wingman Calderwood, and presence of mind is to claim the ball and ground it. I'll tell you what beat means, and it means quick, and that's exactly what that fellow was.
Won't be much to show on this try tracker. All this work was done earlier in this game. Said before, if they stick patiently at this, they would get rewarded for it. And again, a bit of maturity. The two things happened in that play. What the try tracker doesn't show you, there was an injured French centre who was limping. Now that's a big tick to the common sense used there by Calderwood, the communication to Rooney. They saw an injured bloke. There was no way he was going to great kick. Great kick just to rub salt into the wound to a cleverly constructed try. But as I said, Rooney saw a wounded player. They've been working on this game plan all evening, and they've finally been rewarded for it. Now, can they do it again? Should they keep doing it again? Of course they could.
And is the grounding A-OK? Of course it is.
Super work, isn't it? That's considerable skill, you know, when you're travelling at such pace as Calderwood was, and to position your body there just to claim the ball under control and grounded under control. Great skill.
I also, John, like the kick skill to land it in goal. Quite often when people see that they want to put the ball in behind, they leave that pick up sort of 10, 15 metres in field. The bloke's got to pick it up and get over the line and go again. To actually drop it into the end goal makes that placement so much easier.
It certainly does. He spends a lot of time working on that, but an error there, and it's given the French an opportunity once again.
Unbelievable, isn't it? How many times does it happen? Even at this level, at international level, Lee Smith going for the kick-off that was dipping in front of him. Knock on. And I think his reaction says it all. Watch.
Yeah, well, it's a difficult one to claim, isn't it? It's a good kick-off, so let's applaud the kick-off. But it's certainly a mistake, and let's see if the French can now capitalise upon that mistake.
We'll see. It's Wynne, the dummy half. That was Gresek. This is Gregory Muniz. And it's Britain's turn to muscle up in defence. Well, they've been inventive in attack, and the ball has come free. It's another knock-on. And the French are furious with the touch judge for that call. Gregory Muniz believes his pocket has been picked here.
Well, it's certainly good defence. And they're giving the French absolutely nothing. They're having to earn everything. And
good decision.
Yeah. You've got to, as the ball carrier, you have got a responsibility to look after it and bring it back into play. And Gregory Muniz did not do that.
Very fit player, Muniz, but he's been asked to do a lot in this game. 64 minutes in, hasn't had a rest. Not the biggest of players out there. I thought for some time there, they just needed 10 or 15 minutes off. He needs a rotation to keep the quality of his game up.
England trying to work this ball away from their own line here once again. And that was an untidy play, the ball by Lee Radford, but the referee says play on as Chris Ashton takes tackle number 3. Here is Diskin. It's Bailey again. Well, not the most... In fact, it was not a play the ball at all, was it?
No, not at all.
And that's a short ball that bounces off Chris Ashton, and the French have possession back again.
Well, they're not throwing the towel in, that is for certain. That was good defence there. And Chris Ashton didn't like it, did he, as he showed with that reaction?
Indeed not. Olivier Elimar was the man who was fronting him up. Here is Felous. Takes tackle number 2.
They had a bit of a reputation, the French, for throwing the fisticuffs, for the firiness throughout a period. And I think that's how they actually improved their international team, by getting away from that, and focusing a bit. Now they're under the pump here. They are in trouble in this game. You can't see them at all coming back into it. Real test now, can they keep their control and build through this tournament rather than play the moment and lose a grip on it?
Well, there are matches to come, aren't there, against Samoa and Tonga, and a possible final. There's another knock-on.
Yeah, he's picked that one up.
That's not what Cologne would have wanted.
It was, again, it's just a loose carry, isn't it? And when you make the error, you're punished, and rightly so.
Making the point, they have matches to come against Samoa and Tonga, and then maybe a final on the 12th of November.
Well, that's all. They've got to just regroup. I mean, they're not going to win this now, Eddie, but they can still perform well and finish the match strongly, and then they can continue to build against Samoa and against Tonga, and hopefully, when they come up against England in the final, if that is the final, give an improved performance.
Earlier today, Samoa were beaten by Tonga 18 points to 10 in a curtain raiser to this England international. So they will be. It is ferocious, isn't it?
It certainly is.
It's been a terrific game in all aspects other than the errors. We've seen quite a few unforced errors which have just marred it a bit, but if you take that away from it, the competitiveness, the intensity, everything's been good. Some of the real smart rugby league played out there, the kicking game, the support runs, have all been fantastic. Just a little bit marred by some errors in difficult conditions.
That ball went backwards, and England will be happy with that. Matt Cook.
Yeah, the French now need to exert some kick pressure on Rooney, because it's a slow play, the ball. They need someone to get into his face.
Little dab over the top looking for Chris Ashton. Instead, it was gobbled up by the French defence. Let's get some injury news. Ben?
Well, any more problems for John Money after that second try from Mark Calderwood. It concerns Damien Couturier. He's got a right hip and right thigh problem. There's ice in both areas. He's sat in the French dugout with ice on it in absolute agony. So more problems for Couturier and John Money.
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Wait.
England in defence again, and we will have highlights, by the way. We'll see all the tries from Tonga and Samoa later on in the programme before we go off air tonight at 8 o'clock in the company of Chris and Tony and John here. Here goes the young Leeds Rhino Danny Williams.
Yeah, very direct carry there, wasn't it? But met by a wall of Frenchmen.
England in possession, 10 metres inside their own half, and it was a bit high, that, from Adel Falous, right round the neck of Lee Smith. Here is Radford again.
Yeah, it was certainly wasn't low, was it?
It was not. 10 metres, says Carl Kirkpatrick, keeping a good 10. Dab down the line was from Richard Whiting, who took a tumble after the ball had gone. This is Renaud Guigues tidying up for the French.
And that time it was Rooney with the chase, but they really are working very well as a unit, but unfortunately over-enthusiastic by Ryan Bailey, and it will allow the French to clear their ranks.
Well, matches still to come in this Federation Shield, in case you want to take a look at some of the talent on show. There is a game in Colomiers in France on the 29th of October between France and Samoa. And then on the 29th of October, England face Tonga at the Twickenham Stoop with a 3 o'clock kick-off. And on the 5th of November, there'll be fireworks for England and Samoa at the KC Stadium in Hull. And also France take on Tonga in Castres on the same day. And then we're building up, as I say, to the final of this event on November the 12th, which you'll be able to see live with us on Sky Sports 2 from 3 o'clock. It's the international season. Summer is long gone. It's not quite thermal underwear weather, John, but it's chilly. Although you're in a jacket.
Yeah, I don't think it's that cold, Eddie.
The first nip of autumn. What say you, Tony?
I think it's freezing, mate.
See? Great. Oh, and Calderwood just couldn't take advantage of that offload off the deck. He was hunting the hat-trick there.
He's played really well, hasn't he, Mark Calderwood? He's really shown his predatory instincts, and once again he was in field and he was ready to perhaps seize on that offload from Matt Cook. Just couldn't reel it in, but there was half an opportunity if he had done.
He's scored a hat-trick twice against the French, so he's hunting his third. Here come the French, though, in the shape of Rogat.
Great
The
defence.
ball is lost again.
Purdom and Ferris, I believe it was, absolutely sensational defence.
And Falous went looking for Bailey, and in the end he is picked up by Elima.
That's better technique. It's no good coming out and shoulder charging as Falous did. Elima there, he got a good contact, and that was good technique, and they require more of that.
Short ball, and no way through, because Rinaldi was hunting along with Cologne. That's Purdom. This is Brett Ferris. James Wynn with the tackle, and helped out by Borlat. Now Ewan Dowds trying to break the first tackle, nearly did. Diskin waits, dummy half, back it comes. It's Purdom, it's Rooney, angled kick for Chris Ashton to chase, and whoa, big Jean-Christophe Borlat was taking no chances there, and he nearly fused the scoreboard here at Headingley as he cleared his lines.
It's a repertoire of Rooney's kicking game, though, isn't it? Lovely work there. Obviously, a planned little move there to Chris Ashton, who was chasing very enthusiastically, but the big fella took no chances, did he? I think he's put it down St Michael's Lane.
A couple of lights out on the scoreboard now. 26-6. We've got 7.5 minutes remaining of this Federation Shield match. We've seen a win for Tonga, which was also a World Cup qualifier against Samoa, and we will see here a win for England. No doubt about that now. It's just a question of how many, and Ferris looking to increase the total for England. But it's a spirited French display as well.
I think it's a spirited French display, but I think it's a very composed English display at it.
Rooney again, been the star of the show, Jamie Rooney. Loses the ball as I say that.
I agree with you, John, and what you're saying about we're not really waxing lyrical about any particular individual in this England side. I think everybody's played their part. They've all rolled their sleeves up. And we mentioned in the lead up to the game, when you get these occasions, you have to show that you can handle the step up, and no one's really fluffed their lines. Everybody's gone out and done their bit particularly well, so these young men can be particularly pleased. And I'll give a rap to the captain. I know he's from my club, Rob Purden. I just think he's done a terrific job of holding it together out there. I've been watching him off the ball, marshalling him around. He hasn't played six for a long, long time. Just done the little things really well. And you talk about getting guys on the plane to play with Great Britain. I don't think anyone out here would let anyone in Great Britain down and give them the opportunity.
Yes, well, they don't want to hear about any injuries from the Southern Hemisphere, but if there is, these boys will be ready to step up to the plate. There's no question of that. The ball somehow smuggles its way back to Rinaldi, then it goes over the top from Rinaldi, and this is the winger Freddie Zita, tackled by Chris Ashton. Good progress down the right-hand channel by the French. Rinaldi again in centre field now with James Wynne, the scorer of their try. 4 tackles gone for France. Rinaldi at dummy half. Another good drive in there from Cologne again. Last one. He got the ball away, did Gresek, and that was good hands, and Gresek wide but forward. Forward pass. Just forward.
Yes.
Looking to prize them open down the channel.
Yeah, it was forward, and the referee picked it up well, but I think he's contributed greatly, Maxime Gresek, to the French cause.
Is he with you next year, John?
No, he's not. No, he's not. We've had enough in that position, but he's a very, very good player, and it'd be a great recruit for someone in England.
I'm sure. And I tell you what, I know you two are here tonight with us, but I bet there is a phalanx of Super League scouts over in the stands here, because they've had 4 great teams to watch, and a lot of talent in the Tonga and Samoa ranks as well.
Oh, there's a lot of players with NRL experience.
This is Purdom again. And Diskin scampering away. Plays the reverse ball. They keep the ball alive again. Rooney. And chance here for Purdom. Oh, well, if it would have come off, that would have been brilliant. As it is, the French are back in possession here.
Calderwood's involved in the defence. I think he was sniffing for the break in midfield, but found himself doing a bit of defensive work.
Well, if that would have come off, it would have been one of the passes of 2006. Here come France again now here then with Gresek once more. This is Charles. He will play the ball to Rinaldi. Rinaldi in midfield to Gresek. Gresek to Wynne. Wynne gets the pass to Raga. Tackle number 4. Questions being asked of England in defence late on here as Rinaldi stabs the ball towards the posts. No one wants to take charge of it. The ball eventually is knocked on. And it was knocked on by... Well, I'm just waiting for the signal from...
I think it's Ferris or Ashton. I think it's Brett Ferris really, who's just knocked the ball on there.
Well, wasn't he facing his own sticks?
Yeah, but I think his hands played at it and it went forward. It went in the other direction. And I agree with the referee there. It was actually, there was both Brett Ferris and Chris Ashton saying, after you, sir. And in the end, it was a rash muzzle and it's French head and feet.
I just think on some of those ones, you can see why the referee called it. We've got the slow down, the breakdown, but it didn't look like it was a bad call from Cal.
I think he's done real well tonight, Cal Kirkpatrick.
Well, can the French take something home with them? Maybe they can here. This is Muniz. give them some sort of encouragement for what they face. The drive in again, and the ball finds its way to Cologne, and they will go over for the try, courtesy of Elima. Olivier Elima with the try for France, right at the death. But some encouragement for France, and credit them, they have kept this going right the way to the final hooter.
Yes, it was a nice little play around the back of the ruck. John Moan is particularly fond of those type of plays, and it worked really well. Created the extra man there. The offload there might have had a bit of fortune, but Elima there, certainly Johnny on the spot. He's pushed up round the ball carrier, waiting for anything to pop up, and that's what he does. A very good try indeed, and a great way to finish for the French.
Very much so. They've really peppered one part of the field there. They've had two play the balls, twice to attack the ruck, and they came up with a bit of a loose defence there from England. The push-through try from Elima is particularly important. We said about 10 or 15 minutes ago, as the game was getting away from the French, that these guys could lose their way, go to the fisticuffs. They haven't done that. He's done what he should do in a ball game. This is important for the series. Rather than have a blank mind, he's shown up for a good little support line. He's earned a try out of it. That's the maturity now of the French thing. It's an impact of Super League. It's also an impact of John Mooney. It's a real change in the way that these guys are playing the game internationally.
Yes, he will take something from this, I'm sure, John Mooney. And so too will the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, because Elima on the scoreboard for the French. Gresek, who was with Wakefield this season, has kicked one goal. That's all he will end up with, as it turns out. But Jamie Rooney has been the standout performer, in my opinion, for the England team on the other side. 26-10. England are going to maintain this record. They have only lost once to the French in 14 meetings in the past 30 years. Their last win against England came 24 years ago, coincidentally at this Headingley ground, 5-1. And Paul Cullen, his first match as the England coach, is going to end in victory. 26-10. Last 30 seconds of the international, the Federation Shield, Tonga and England off to flying starts.
Well, I think, Eddie, that Paul Cullen needs a rap as well, because they've looked very well organised indeed, both defensively, offensively and with the kicking game, and the players have executed that game plan very well indeed.
And at the end of a very demanding domestic season, he has got a lot of enthusiasm out of these players.
He certainly has.
And here comes Calderwood looking for that third hat-trick. Kick over the top. Awkward bounce. Zitter collects it. That's the match. England have won 26 points to 10. Mark Calderwood's 2 tries. There was tries from Lee Smith, Jamie Rooney and Jamie Jones-Buchanan as well. And there's the man who has kicked brilliantly for England, created a try or two with those kicks. But I think we are all agreed, workmanlike performance from England at the end of a very hard slog in the domestic Super League season.
And right down to the wire too. Very polished display. Yeah, they need to get better as this series goes through. So it's been a fantastic start from a real polished effort. I agree with you. Methodical, done all the little things particularly well. No real great shining players inside. Rooney controlled the game particularly well, I thought. A great kicking game, and that was off the back of it. And we all know it. He needs a 4-pack in front of him, really steering a good base for a halfback to deliver a game plan like he has.
Well, let's hear from Jamie Rooney. He is on the field. He's talking to Ben Pro.
Jamie, a man of the match performance, an England victory. What a return to International Rugby League for you.
Yeah, I think it was more of a team effort today. As fellas dug in fellas and laid platform for halfbacks to play, and all credit to boys. I mean, France was a strong side this year, especially with Catalans in Super League, and tough team. Did well to beat them.
A couple of early tries seemed to set the platform, but then that French try right before the break, did that cause any nerves in the dressing room at half time?
I mean, these conditions you always get mistakes, and towards back end at first half we give away a few mistakes, and all credit to France, they capitalised and scored a try right before half time.
And a couple of tries from Mark Calderwood, a ground obviously he knows well, so 2 tries for him.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a quick winger on your side, just kick ball and he chases, and all credit to him, he chased ball and scored a couple of tries.
And as for the Federation Shield itself, a good victory in the first game, that sets you up well.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 tough opposition in Tonga and Samoa. They're tough sides. I've watched them today and it's going to be tough. Hopefully if we play like we played tonight we can beat them.
Congratulations, Jamie, on a man of the match performance. Just with Jamie here, Paul Cullen, the coach. Paul, Headingley's turning into a very nice ground for you. Victory in the playoffs here with Warrington, and then your first game as England coach, a victory.
Very pleased with it, you know, and pleased with the focus of the work that we've done. It's about defence, to be fair. A little bit impatient in that second quarter, put a little bit of ball on the floor, and got a bit of a touch-up, but very pleased with the way that we responded in defence. And the French have had a go. You know, they've knocked us about a bit, so it'll do this young English side the world of good. You know, it wasn't easy. Made it a little bit harder than we needed to, but very pleased with the way this team's come together and the way they've responded with the defensive work. I thought it was very, very impressive.
The second half performance as well, once that French try went in just before the break, to score those 2 early tries in the second period, calm the nerves again.
You're right, a little bit disappointed with the 2 tries, but because we wanted to play the French at the other end of the field. And again, a little bit casual with the ball, invited a bit of trouble in our trial and got it on 2 occasions. But they're probably the only 2 defensive misses in the entire game, and they've scored 2 tries on it. But it's a good hit out, very, very worthy, because we know it'll be a little bit tougher next week, or we expect it to be, as the teams warm up into this competition. So, but again, delighted with the response.
And a great start to the competition for you. You want to be in that final on November the 12th?
Without a doubt, you know, we've set ourselves some goals, and, you know, we're looking for 4 wins, because the 4th win means we've won it.
Congratulations, Paul. Well done.
Thank you. You're welcome. Cheers, Ben.
Thank you, Ben. So Paul Cullen, first match in charge of England. 1 from 1 for him, and an outstanding performance by England. 26 points to 10. The Federation Shield certainly up and running, and loads more on the International Rugby League scene still to come here on Sky Sports. We have England, of course, still to play Samoa, still to play Tonga, and we'll have highlights of that game after the break. But England victorious, 100% record for Paul Cullen. 26 points to 10, 5 tries to 2.
He's the king of the hockey.
It's all about dedication, preparation.
Will he keep his crown? World Grand Prix Darts, sponsored by Sky Bet, starts tomorrow, 6 p.m, Sky Sports 2.
Why can't all good things come without downsides? Like listening to great tunes, without listening to other people's.
Great Coke taste, 0 sugar.
At Dolland & Aitchison, we prefer to take our time to find out what you really need. And we promise to treat you like a person, not a sausage. DNA. We see eye care differently.
Get in there! Just got the latest Astro trainers on eBay for peanuts.
I've just got a vintage Sex Pistols t-shirt for next to nothing.
I've just got a Grand Prix 500 race bike, A1 condition, great price.
Yes. I've just got a mini 8 gigabyte USB memory drive. Didn't cost much. What?
You couldn't have done it. Oh, no.
Cigarette? No, I'm cutting down.
There are some cigarettes all smokers would like to cut out, but only Nicorette gum is clinically proven to help you cut down by more than 50%. And if you do, you'll find it easier to quit altogether. For every cigarette, there's a Nicorette.
Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out.
Brewed with citrus hops for an effortless taste. New Foster's Twist. Laid back lager.
Evening, Jeffrey.
Ah, Mr. Slade. Good evening.
Darling, have you got the milk?
The ultimate motormouth mechanic is back. I got there with me. In a gleaming new series of The Garage. 0 to angry in 3 seconds. Still running hot. Shut up. But otherwise mechanically sound. Just like his new recruits.
The Jock Flock.
Take a crash course in motor mechanics in the all-new Garage. Only on Discovery Channel.
Yo, yo. I just down with your music. Sexy girl will be choosing. Come on! Come on! Yo, yo.
Come on! Oh, come on!
New Corsa from Vauxhall.
Valderrama, the Volvo Masters Endgame. Anyone can win the title, but only 1 out of 4 can be Europe's #1. The Volvo Masters with the Royal Bank of Scotland starts Thursday 1 p.m. Sky Sports 1.
Great ball from Long, and he finds Gleeson. He's got a ton of support either side. This is Maguire. Maguire helps it on, and here now there's a chance. This is Stuart Fielden. Oh, get up, Fielden. He does.
Great Britain are on a full tour down under for the first time in 14 years, and we're giving you the chance to join them. Sky Sports have teamed up with leading Australian airline Qantas to offer you the trip of a lifetime. You and a guest will receive 2 return economy tickets to Sydney, where you'll experience the friendly Australian hospitality and award-winning in-flight entertainment, plus a week's accommodation in a 4-star hotel. All this plus tickets to the Tri-Nations final at Aussie Stadium in Sydney on Saturday the 25th of November. All you have to do is answer this simple question. Sky Sports leading rugby league expert Steve-O was part of the last Great Britain side to win the Rugby League World Cup. Was that in A, 1962, B, 1972, or C, 1982? Just text the word Steve-O plus the letter A, B, or C and your name to 84401. Text costs 25p, network charges may vary. To enter, entrants must be over 18 and have a valid passport, and of course you must seek the bill payer's permission. The competition closes Friday, November the 10th. For more details, go to Sky Text page 192, and for alternative methods of competition entry, go to skysports.com/rugby league. We'll announce the winner during the Great Britain Tri-Nations match against New Zealand on Saturday, November the 11th. So get your entries in now and hopefully cheer Great Britain to glory with us and bring the Tri-Nations trophy home on November the 25th, courtesy of Qantas. We look forward to seeing you there. Great viewers competition, and certainly already off to a great start. It will be a great series of Tri-Nation. Right now, though, we're focusing on the Federation Shield. 2 games up and running, and there's the full-time score, 5-2, a comprehensive victory for England against France. Disappointed is the coach, John Monie from France. Let's find out. He's now with Ben.
John, perhaps not the result you wanted, but you must have been proud of the performance.
I was very disappointed in our performance. I said to the players at half-time I didn't think they could play any worse, and I couldn't believe we were in the game at 10-6. So, but it got a little worse, I thought, in the second half. So our preparation hasn't been the best, and you know, they were just way too smart for us. They played really good field position and controlled the football, and I think our ball control was as low as 50% or something like that. So it was pretty poor, I thought.
And little consolation then that you scored a try right at the end.
Oh, well, that's always nice, but you know, we've got to have a good look at the team, make sure our preparation is a lot better, and you know, there's plenty of work to do there.
And Super League-wise, obviously Catalan providing a lot of the French players. Do you feel that that's helped the French national side?
Well, it certainly didn't look that way tonight. We couldn't do the fundamentals of the game properly, so. You know, we were down in a lot of areas, and you know, as I said, I was disappointed in the performance.
So plenty of work to do. First game of the Federation Shield. You want to be in that final on November the 12th, but back to the drawing board.
Well, we'd love to be in the final, but if we play like that, we won't be in any finals.
And longer term, the World Cup, obviously, 2008. That's the main focus, I assume, of the French Rugby League.
Well, it is, and we've, you know, there's some good junior players that we're looking at, but they're probably still 12 months away from coming into the squad. So we've gone with some older players, and you know, we had a week camp last week where we were in, you know, we went away for 4 days. I think we were together, and you know, just a 4-day camp before a game like this is not enough. And you know, the English side played very well. They were very young and they were very enthusiastic. They played great field position and showed us how the game should be played in the wet.
OK, John, best of luck for the rest of the tournament. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
John Money then very disappointed, and you can understand why. He expected to win, and they were still in the match at half-time down just 4 points, but he's a man with a wealth of experience, and I'm sure he's doing a great job across the channel. He's charged with the mission to take France through to the 2008 World Cup down under. But for England, a great evening and a great event for them. 5 tries to 2 in the final wash-up. All these guys, Tony Rea, are knocking on the door, letting Brian Noble know that they are ready, willing and able to be selected. And a couple of players out there really sent a strong signal to him.
Yeah, no question. I think some of the guys that have been there before, Mark Calderwood in particular, has been in the Great Britain squad, and there and around it was one player I thought showed certainly international class finishing, and he chased well and did the little things well. It's a couple of good defensive extra efforts and some good reads there, so he sent out a signal. But I thought Purdom, the captain, I know he's from my club, I thought he was outstanding, and I thought he could definitely handle the step up. But I thought generally speaking, they can't do any more than go and play well in this game. If they go and do that, then the rest of it's guesswork to rule them out of it. It's hard to say you're out of it. Once you play well at this level, the indication then from the selectors and the coaches say, well, our next challenge is to take him up to the next one, because if he can handle that level, he can handle the one up.
And who knows what is down the track with Great Britain on the Tri-Nations Tour. I know they've got a pretty healthy squad and they've got quite a few numbers down there, but Mark Calderwood, I reckon he might well have his toothbrush and his passport just sitting on his bedside table waiting for the call. Perhaps, who knows?
Yeah, I'm certain that it has, because, again, he's sent a message out tonight, but I thought the team sent a message out. I thought that was the most reassuring thing, in that they were so accomplished, they showed great composure for people so young, and I think it reflects the sort of experience that they've gained playing at the very highest level in Super League. So it really is, it's very encouraging indeed. And John Money, he alluded to what he felt not enough preparation for France. Well, Great Britain haven't had much preparation. We had Richard Whiting playing out there, and Ewan Dowes and Lee Ratford, who played in the grand final just 8 days ago, so they've had to join this England setup, and I think it's all credit to the coaching staff and the players. They've taken so much on board in such a short space of time and come out with a performance like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's never an ideal world, is it, on the back of a domestic season. You spoke about Rob Purdom, Tony, and his performance, and he's one of your Harlequins players. Wakefield Wildcats, Jamie Rooney, outstanding performance from him, man of the match performance. His kicking game was exceptional, and he was then rewarded with a try.
Yes, I mean, it's because of his kicking game he gets his try, because he just motions to go to his foot, and the French defence just switch off for that half second, and over he goes. And then we've got Matt Diskin, very clever indeed, just pulls a man out of the defensive line before offloading to Jamie Jones Buchanan, who crashes over.